We have a journalist, award-winning journalist, Nickolaus Bauer, on the line with us right now. I just need to check that this is actually happening. Hello, Nickolaus.
Yeah, how's it? Good
It's
morning,
him.
guys.
Yeah, it is him. It could have been another person.
Hey, we didn't know. We didn't know.
They
Carmen
don't believe
had
that I
your
knew
number.
you, whatever.
Yeah.
Come on, it's okay. Carmen and I go way back, even before the days of TV, all the way back.
Really?
Yeah,
to
radio,
I don't know
So if
your
anyone,
memory goes that far back there, Carmen.
if anyone
Of
was
course.
picking up, anyone wanted to delve into the past of Carmen Reddy, that would be you. You would be the one we would call, right?
Yeah, I know where all the bodies are buried.
So, Nickolaus, yes, you are. You're an award-winning journalist, but you wrote this book, and it's Timing is Everything. It's South Africa's easy election guide, who to vote for in 2024. I suppose my first question for you is actually, I want people to I want context here. People asking who we're talking to. We're talking to the guy who went viral for interviewing people
Streets of
on
Bra.
the streets of Braamfontein after our previous president, Jacob Zuma, stepped down, and then he was asking people, "How do you feel about this? Have you recovered from that Braamfontein?"
You're talking about timing, right?
Yeah.
Because that was actually the 6-year anniversay last night.
Oh,
Because
wow.
We often forget Jacob Zuma broke up with us on Valentine's Day, right? And I always get reminded of that, not only on the anniversary, but every now and again someone reminds me on social media. And it brings a smile to my eye. It was such an interesting time, and certainly a night that I will never, ever, ever forget.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so here we are. We've got a book out. It is an election year. It's a very different election year. Many people might ask right now, what qualifies you to write a book on South Africa's easy election guide and who to vote for in 2024?
Look, I don't claim to be a know-it-all, but I do know some things. I've been working for close to 2 decades as a journalist, politics and business journalist in South Africa. And this election is going to be my 6th election that I'm covering. I'm not telling people who to vote for in this book. It's just providing a very, very, very easy guide about the parties on offer, their basic history, and also their standpoint on key issues in South African society. I've identified 14 issues that are affecting, South Africa as the most developed economy in Africa, the world's most unequal society. We've got a lot of opportunity, but we've also got a lot of challenges that lay ahead of us. And as a voter, you need to decide who is going to talk in your name for the next 5 years. It's just about trying to encourage people to vote, guys, because the numbers are pointing in the exact opposite direction of where they should. In the 2019 election, 65% voter turnout of the people that actually registered. But if you look at the amount of people that are eligible to vote, so in other words, the people that can actually register and go and vote, less than half of the eligible voting population are actually doing it in South Africa, and that's sad. Very, very sad.
It is sad indeed, and like we said, it's South Africa's most important election since 94. It may give us the first coalition government, like you've said in your book, in democratic South Africa, and you speak about this voter apathy. Why do you think that is? Because everybody talks about politics, whether you're a taxi driver or whether you're an executive. Everybody's life in South Africa somehow comes, encompasses politics on a daily basis. Why do you think people don't actually turn up to vote?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, Carmen, because people may claim to not care about politics, but you're indeed correct. Politics cares about you, right? Whether you like it or not. It's a daily part of our lives. And it's a sad thing that we had over 85% voter turnout in 1994 and that it slipped so much. The reason why people aren't voting, voter apathy, studies show that people are just completely turned off by the politics of the day. And it's not only a South African thing, it's a global politics thing. People are tired of, politicians. What's a stereotypical politician? The guy that appears every couple of years, promises the earth, and then disappears for the next 2 until the next election cycle.
Yeah.
So, I'm just trying to create a situation where people have less of an excuse to not vote, because it's it's in the title. It's an easy election guide. You can read this book in, I'd say, about 2 hours.
Well, that's the nice thing about this is that Carmen has read the book, and so I'm still waiting for the YouTube video. But Carmen has read the book, and she's said to us, you need to read the book. It's South Africa's easy election guide, who to vote for in 2024. It's a downloadable book as well, so you don't need to go buy the hard copy.
It's also on ecr.co.za on our blog that we've done on
our
the
website,
story. Yeah.
and it even addresses the brand new party just joined MK as well. So you can have a look who they are, what they stand for, does it resonate with you, and maybe who you are going to vote for in 2024. Nickolaus, thank you for writing this book.
Yeah. Nickolaus, I have to answer this question. You can't be speaking to a KZN radio station and we don't mention MK because it's quite a thing this side. What do you think about the MK?
How will they do?
So, polls are showing that, especially in KZN, they're going to gobble up a lot of votes. There's a lot of disenchanted people down in KwaZulu that are effectively going to stick with Jacob Zuma and turn their back on the ANC. The reason that MK was not included in the book is because has anybody had a look at the MK's constitution? Has anybody had a look at their policies? Well, you can't really, because what are their policies besides disenchantment with the ANC and support for Jacob Zuma? So it's still very, very, very much a new kid on the block, but don't discount the role that they're going to play, because, if you look at the numbers, should they score anything between sort of 20 to 30% of the vote in KZN, that could gobble up as much as 5% to even higher of the ANC's overall national support. And then that's a serious impact in terms of coalition making, because for those of you that don't know what how a coalition works, essentially if a political party doesn't get 50% plus one in an election, they need to canvass other parties to join them in a coalition and form a government.
Nickolaus, speaking about coalitions, we haven't really seen this work in, for example, City of Tshwane and Johannesburg and other places in the country. Do you think now, after this elections, they kind of have to work together? They might have to. Will you think they'll finally get it together and be able to run a country or run municipalities well?
Yeah, I mean, Carmen, that's a very, very difficult thing to try and predict. I mean, a coalition is like any other relationship. There's ups and downs. There's no smooth sailing. And really, we've seen the curtain raiser, like you said, in places like the City of Tshwane and the City of Johannesburg. I was working there as a civil servant for a year during the Impopolatsi administration, and it's messy. It's difficult, to try and get one political party to agree on a policy is difficult enough, but imagine if there's several parties in a boardroom trying to hammer out policy and decision making. So, let's not kid ourselves. It's not going to be smooth sailing by any stretch of the imagination. If we do end up having a coalition government, it's going to be lots of twists and turns, and it's what this book is also trying to tell people is that being a citizen doesn't begin and end with a vote every 5 years. You need to remain active. You need to see who's representing you in Parliament. I mean, you may know who your local councillor is, but you guys in studio and everybody listening right now, does anybody have any idea who their member of Parliament is?
I don't know.
Anyone? I think that's something we need to change.
Bueller? No. Okay. Nick, we're going to read the book. I will read the book. Okay, Carmen's read the book, but I'll read the book, and we'll tell everyone else to read the book as well. And then maybe even go, oh, okay, these guys I like what these guys are doing, and I'm going to put my mark this year based on what I read in the book. So there you go. It is available on our website, South Africa's Easy Election Guide and Who to Vote For, by award-winning journalist Nickolaus Bauer.